just be different. Don't, and it needs people like you. It needs people like him to give ideas.
Please continue.
Yeah. I just want to say I'm grateful. That's right. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and for that I want to say I'm grateful. That's right.
Welcome to Unplugged Season 3, Episode 4. It is I, Dave the MC. It is I, and I am him. And today, you can see to my left, it'll be on the right for all of you, but to my left here, the blonde.
I'm a genius. You can't call me a blonde. I'm a genius.
Well, the blonde hair.
Yeah, the blonde hair.
He's a genius, but he decided to get blonde hair because he was like...
With the 163 IQ.
He was like, just blondes have more fun. True. So we have a marketing and advertising guru. He calls himself the Mike Ross of advertising. He has been a producer, an artist, a entertainer. If you're in Daystar, you know how far he's come from. And we want to find out where he's going to go next. So please help me welcome Songa. At IG, Songa means move. Yes.
Yeah.
You'll just look for
it.
Yeah,
we'll put the links down there.
Yes, all links will be down below. So, bro, we've known each other for a while.
True.
A number of years, and
even before Daystar, St. Christopher's.
Well, yeah, but where we really got to know each other was Daystar.
True.
So, you have a really interesting work ethic, and by interesting I mean you get shit done. Like you know what you want.
Oh, he said a bad word.
It's my channel. People can cuss on this channel.
Okay.
So just relax. But yeah, like your work ethic is, I think, one of the best I've seen. It's very interesting. Like you know what you want. I think most people who are in their 20s sometimes don't really end up figuring out what they want to do until later. But you managed to do that to the point where hard work has paid off for you. Like you're enjoying what you're doing.
Sometimes.
But first question is, where's the music?
Where's the music, man? Like, a lot of people have been asking what the music is. I was been talking to my friend Dennis. Shout out Dennis Mosi in the States. Yesterday, he was like, I like what you're doing, the marketing and advertising, but where is the music? Like, so many people asking me for the music, and the music is coming. Like, I'm always creating, so it's definitely gonna come. The reality is I had an issue with my MacBook and my sound card, so I need to re-up on that. So the music is definitely gonna come. But I already have like a backlog of albums. Of course, a lot of stuff was lost with the hard drive, but the music is definitely there, man.
Yeah, because like I remember you were so consistent to the point where what you doing, was it an album a year or three albums in a year?
2015.
Because I remember you had around 2015 to
2015. 2015, I believe there was an EP.
Yeah.
That was the 23 EP.
Yeah.
2016, there was I'd Like to Paint You as We Lay Under the Covers, Dreaming of a Drug I'd Like to Paint You as We Lay Under the Covers, Pretending to Be Asleep. Pretending to Be Asleep was actually the first, if you look at the recording or the making of the album, that was actually the first album, because I did that one Kitambo, and everything. So, but now it fit into the whatever, because the one thing that I've always felt bad or felt jealous of, like people like Kanye or Kendrick, guys analyze their work to realize the intricacies of it. But if you realize those albums, I'd Like to Paint You, second one As We Lay Under the Covers, that was actually done by an amazing, beautiful photographer in Karembo, naitwanga Daisy. Daisy. Kwanza, you wanna see a magic trick?
What's the magic trick?
Have you ever, like, you know when you call someone and then they just appear?
Yeah.
I'll show you guys magic later. Yeah, so it was done by Daisy Beverly. She's also a good cook, but not as good as me. So it was, I'd like to paint you as we lay under the covers, dreaming of a drug called love. And if you think about it, yeah, it's a sentence that follows each other if you put them together.
Yeah.
So
and that was and that the beauty of that is that was 3 albums.
Yeah, that was 3 albums. I'd like to paint you was 26 songs. As we learned at the covers, I also believe was 26. Pretending to be asleep was, I think, maybe 18 or 19 or 20. I'm not sure.
Yeah, around the number.
Yeah.
But what my point was that work ethic. Like you could put out 3 projects a year. I don't know. You were never really big on shooting videos. I think you were more of like showing the process.
Yeah.
Of your recording, doing covers. And then now even showing like, you know, like the artwork, explaining it, doing all that. So that made up like really good work ethic. And then on the production side, can you give us like your origin story in terms of production? Because I think that's what really set you apart, because you were not following what guys were doing.
Yeah, true. I think it goes back for production. So production, I can remember, I think I was in Form 1 when I was young, I wanted to be a footballer. I wanted to be a footballer, like for real, like after Beckham. So I modeled myself after Beckham. Like I got the total 93s and everything, and take like free kicks. I modeled. Because I think the superpower that I have is if I study someone or I study something, I can assimilate them. I'm like, you know that thing for, was it Avengers or what? That Shure that can like absorb. I can do that. To like a T. It's crazy. So it started with Beckham. Then my parents were like, don't worry, when he grows up, he's going to become more serious. So I reached class 8 and decided I want to be a musician. So I was doing that. Then when I reached Form 1, there was like a family friend, someone I consider a cousin, my big brother. Arnold Modo, AR, Miyagi, man, I love you, bro. So he got a studio. And so when I was in Form 1, like I'd leave school and then go to the studio and then get home at like 10, 11, and my folks were like, you need to be more focused in school. But I just decided, when I decide I want to do something, like I've already, I believe by now, like even my people close to me have just realized that you're playing guitar for good. So when I went there, like I'd see he had a studio set up, he had FL. So I got the FL from him, and I'd go home on my mom's laptop. So every time I'd come home from school, I'd reach home at around like 4:30. So from 4:30 till like 4 in the morning, I'm just there like working on FL. And that time I was using the keyboard because I didn't have like my MIDI setup. And I started a production thing. It was called IOP. And why I called it IOP is because, you know, if you look at the QWERTY, it's QWERTY then IOP. So it was IOP Productions. So I do that every day. You know, I just started getting different whatevers and melodies and everything. The first stuff was a bit funny, but I realized it still had like art in it, melody and spirit and soul. So I was doing that. It grew kidogo. Then later on, after that, I met Sanjay when I was in Brookhouse. So I met him there. Although I got into the B.Tech and then I was expelled like 2 days later. I was expelled 2 days later. So I don't know why, but
no, you know why. We're not going to talk about it. There's that, but like he didn't. Almost everyone else was doing that at the same time. So, but I think I went there to meet Sanjay. So I met Sanjay. I learned quite a lot about production from him. Then we started ITA, which was me, Sanjay, and Dora, Jesus girl, Dora, me, I love you, like forever. And we just, like, we're doing quite a lot of, we're also experimenting with some substances, which I don't condone. But it was just like a creative hub. So from there, you know, just producing, learning from different people. So when did the money started coming in? When was the point like you got to and then
The money.
you're like, yeah, I can make some money out of this and like start doing more in terms of like even having like because it became like by the time I'm sure by the time I met you, like you had already established a client base in Daystar, like your place. If anyone who wanted to be an artist, a singer, rapper, you were told go see Songa.
True. I believe, okay, for the current, and I'm so proud of the current group of Daystar artists, Kina KP, Kina BMX, Siokiho, I believe, is releasing a video soon, Itajipa. Like, I'm proud of those guys. I'm really proud of them. A lot of them passed through my studio, because I believe KP recorded his first song there.
Yeah.
You also recorded your stuff there. I believe I recorded Angie. I recorded quite a few interesting people. So it was good. At first, yeah, it was the money side, but not really. And I believe there's this lie that we're told as artists that we shouldn't, like, money is like some evil type of thing. Yeah. Like, so the realer you are, like, if you don't want money, the realer you are. And I believe now, well, let me pull a Fakiliwali. And I'll tell you why this is important later. And that's why I kind of transitioned now into advertising as well. So there was that understanding and mindset. So when I came to Daystar, also understanding these as students, I had to like bring down my margins for recording and producing much lower. But if you're creative with how you write, you're creative with how you sing, how you present yourself, you can also be creative with how you make money, you know. Yeah. So don't let anyone belittle your craft because you're bringing money in. Like, money is actually really good. Yeah. And I want more money.
No. Like what I was asking was like that at which point you were like, okay, this is something I can do. Like, yes, the money is coming in, but you were like, okay, this is something I can do comfortably. I can. I have a client base, and I know where I want to take this. What was that point for you?
I think I've always known, like, I've always known the trajectory I want for my life. And it manifests itself in different ways. Like, I've always just wanted, I think it was like a year ago, this guy the founder of TikTok or something, who said he sold the company for, is it like $4.3 billion, and then he just wants to chill and read. And I related with that, because me actually want to get to the point whereby I don't really need to think about, like, okay, not work. I don't really need to think about money. I can just chill and create. I can chill and like make a movie. I can chill and like do a musical. I can chill and like do a clothing line. I can chill and like start architecture and all that stuff. So I've always known that was the goal. But then now, like, later on, okay, Daystar was good. Like, the money was actually, there was a time like the money was really coming in. There was a time, but with certain types of changes and everything, like once the guys for jobs started coming in, and people are moving to V-Road, and more studios started coming in and bringing the price really low, it kind of affected business. But when I realized there was power in it, it's like, I'd be the guy who guys are like, yo, give me a melody, yo, do this, do that, this lyric and everything.
Like when you started doing, like, I think you started doing what, jingles?
Yeah.
And you started doing like ads and I think voiceovers as well.
Yeah, mainly jingles. The first jingle we did was for Fresh. I believe we were the first ambassadors for Fresh, and this was Kitambo 2011, 2012. As It's the Aliens, me, Dora, and Sanjay. Shout out to them.
It's only very few people who are gonna know how far that.
Yeah. True. No, people know. Like, yo, we made our own dent. Yeah, we made our own dent. So, yeah, the first one was Fresh. So for Fresh, okay. Yeah. At that time, personally, for me, I didn't understand the dynamic behind it, because I was just happy to be creating music. So that one, money-wise, and then also, okay, we kind of got an interview from it. So I think there was a bit of friction with how that transpired, but I'm not privy to that. People will share that. But for me there, I didn't really, from the Fresh one, I didn't really make any direct money. Of course, I kind of got benefits around it. But that one, I didn't like make any direct money. But there was an issue let's just say there was an issue between one or two of the people in the group, and a certain presenter for certain.
Yeah. We don't need to get into that. We don't need to get into that.
Hide my ID.
So let's fast forward a bit. Let's go to what made you like look at marketing, and then you were like, okay, let me try my hand at this.
I've always had that mind where I can just see something and I get like an idea around it.
Mm-hmm.
And you see the beauty about marketing and advertising and branding, you get to flex all your creative muscles.
Mm.
So you can bring in the aspect of music, you can bring in the aspect of production, you can bring in the aspect of like wordplay and everything. So it's something that I'd always been doing.
Mm.
And then now 2020, I can remember even one of the first books I stole from the Strathmore Library was a book on advertising. No, we just used to do those funny pranks. Like I actually have the Strathmore
still have the book.
Yeah, I have the book.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was on advertising.
Yeah.
So it just interested me because it boils down also to psychology.
Mm.
So it's something that I'd always just do subconsciously. Like my friends would always like, I see a number plate, I see a gate, I see something just comes.
Something.
It just comes naturally. So I think now in 2020, when I did like my first, I was doing internship.
Yeah.
At Black Citrus. Shout out to Black Citrus, shout out Samali, shout out Nina, shout out Kevin, all of you people. I love you guys. And Samali was such a cool boss.
Yeah.
So I was always the guy, you know, where you're told like, hey, okay, no, that one is
it's a bit too extreme.
Let's just come, let's be more realistic, you know. So you're like, you know what, I'll just be me for myself. I'll give the world that mediocre stuff. I was giving them like crazy ideas, and she was encouraging it. She's like, yo, this is dope. Can we get more of this? And I'm like, wait, are you serious? Then you see it actually shared on the client page, and you're like, yo, this is actually some dope as shit. So from there, and then now you see. You see like the dynamic behind it. But by then on, it was just like I was just happy to be creating and putting stuff out into the world. So then I did that till the end of 2020. Of course, I'd also been doing for like different brands, just different things whereby I'd even go and pitch. As a very big company, I pitched an idea for an app to and they did what they usually do. So, and it ended up becoming a big thing that didn't really transpire as well as it would have. But I realized, like, when I saw the dynamic behind it and the money behind it, and I'm like, okay, there's something here. So with time, you know, you pitch different ideas, you see guys actually stealing your ideas and implementing it, and it's becoming really big. Now I realized, okay, so I'm actually really good at this stuff. Then I believe it was 2021 last year. Okay, actually, the beginning of 2021, immediately after a breakup, and I had like so much free time and energy and just focus and drive, and I started doing like the creative advertising series. So I do like a daily idea,
which is still ongoing, by the way.
Yes and no, because it changed to 365. So on my birthday is when I started. Last year is when I started the 365. So I was doing that. It changed to 365. No. Yeah, it was continuing then around, I think maybe June. Now Samali, my old boss, is like, yo, there's this job you need to apply for. It's our sister company at Social Meds for copywriter. They're like, yeah, so just send your CV. Bro, I'd never done a CV. You know, I'm still not graduated. So she's like, write a CV. Bro, I'd literally never written a CV. And I'm talking to like my folks and they're like, yo, bro, you're literally being headhunted. I'm like, headhunted? I'm like, yo, what do you mean? So they just do it. So I did literally the MS Paint equivalent over I didn't use the MS Paint, but I did the MS Paint equivalent over CV. Go for the interview. Kwanzaa, I can remember I went with like tracks and like a leather jacket and just sports shoes and everything. And I got there, I'm like just because I don't like being too formal. So I'm like, yo, having fun with them, like, and everything. Then something was said about a certain brand that, because I picked details, I realized, okay.
What were some of the challenges, or maybe a challenge that you encountered when you're doing your first pitch?
My first pitch,
like to either to a brand or to the company bosses, or like
my first pitch. This was even before agency life. I think the one where the app was stolen. It was was demoralizing at first and everything.
Was it someone who stole it like within the company?
The company went ahead and just did it.
Oh.
So, but these things happen.
So you were not signed to them?
No, I was pitching. There was a certain forum where I was pitching the idea to them. So it was. But these things happen. Also, sometimes I think, okay, sometimes with pitching, yeah, when you have like an intermediary,
yeah,
it really messes things up sometimes because there's a lot of broken telephones. So ideally, it's better when you're sharing the vision directly. But
yeah,
the goal is just, for me, the goal is to work to a point whereby I have the most optimal situation or setup to get ideas out. Because there was a time I suggested an idea that was really good, it was stand out, and I started realizing like, okay, you're not going to kill this idea. This idea has its own rights.
Yeah.
This idea has its life to live. It has its purpose. The form follows function. Everything that was created for a purpose.
Yeah.
So then sometimes, I'd be like literally, I can start my own company in this industry just so this idea can see the light of day. So it's just getting ideas across, but that's just part of agency life, and that's something that everyone deals with. Yeah, but pitching directly, like me directly pitching, I'm lucky to have had quite a lot of success with that, because that's another gift that I have. That's the inspiration of getting the ideas across. Yeah.
But okay, do you write these ideas down, or like if you just get an idea, you just record it immediately? Because when I was looking at your IG reels and your videos, I think
move.
Yeah, I think that's what you were doing. Like it felt like you just got an idea and then you like kind of fully made it in your head, and then you're like, okay, let's record something.
Okay, you see, what I usually do is like it's just stuck in my mind. So I'm blessed to have a really strong memory, because I can remember when I was in Form 1, when I used to write songs and lyrics, I used to get into trouble with like the biology teacher and stuff, whatever. So I trained myself. I'll be in class, I'm sitting, I'm looking at the blackboard, but see, I'm looking at the blackboard like this.
Yeah.
So now I'd have till today I have that compartment of the blackboard and my biology teacher, Mr. Urina. So I wouldn't be seeing what he's writing. I'm seeing the blackboard and I just picture the words like in chalk. So once I picture it like that, it's stuck in my mind. So I just go back, like I'll go back to it. I close my mind. I go back into class. I look at it. There's no reason to be together. It's not pleasing to me. Your love is not pleasing to me. And then now I can do the same thing. Like I can grab it and then I'll put now like, okay, so the Nike idea is like this. So I picture it like on the blackboard.
Is that a photographic memory, or what is that?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Because for you to remember it like that, that's very interesting. I've not had.
But that's a technique that a lot of people can learn.
Yeah. All right. Lastly, creative-wise, what can you? Because right now it seems like the generation that's come after us.
Yeah.
Guys are not sticking to the usual routine of
True, and I love that.
And I love that as well, because you're not sticking to a routine, because a routine gets boring. You're not doing what is expected of you by society.
And the thing about, let me tell you, I believe like the greatest sin, not only in my industry is for music to like marketing and advertising, is boredom. I feel like that's the greatest sin. Like err on the side of non-boredom. Not everything is going to work perfectly. You can't. I don't want to pass. I'm very good at what I do. I'm very good at ideas. I'm very good at branding, marketing. But I'm under no illusion that I can convince everyone.
Yeah.
You don't need to convince everyone. There are those people that literally cannot be convinced. The trick is to find ways. Most people are on the fence.
Yeah.
Getting them to come to your side of the fence. Other people don't have the information. They just need more information. But a lot of people, it boils down to the emotions, thoughts, and feelings.
Yes.
You don't even, this might sound controversial. You don't need a good product. You don't need, a product doesn't need to be good. You just need to change the perception of the product. Because think about this, like, have you ever had this thing whereby, like, let's say, You try and holler at the shorty, and she turns you down. The moment you get into a relationship,
Yeah.
it can be the next day she wants you. Has the product changed?
No.
What has changed? The perception.
Perception.
You get? So it boils down to that. Of course, you can't convince everyone, but there's many ways of going about it. So change. I'm not saying sell bad products, but people spend too much time trying to make a good product. Work on the perception.
Yeah.
Because by the think about it, right now, a lot of people who know me as, marketing. There's guys who don't even know the music, like marketing, advertising, guru.
Yeah.
Just off the perception. Yes, I am, but for a lot of people, it's just the perception that has been created for them specifically.
Yeah.
So work on that perception and target neuromarketing. That I believe is the future, because you can say, I don't like this type of stuff or whatever, blah blah blah, but there's a way it can be presented to you that subconsciously you get pulled in. You get it? Yeah.
All right. So, one piece of advice you'd give someone who is doing marketing.
One piece of advice I'd give someone who's doing marketing: psychology.
Or who's starting out.
Psychology. Learn psychology. Learn psychology, and if you don't love it or you're not passionate about it, don't do it, because it's really tough. Agency life is really rough. You see, I even have white hairs. It's it's tough. It will take all of you. You have to have emotional fortitude and everything, but be disruptive. Don't have don't have a superiority complex at the same time, because you not be relatable. But don't have an inferiority complex. Like, sometimes I tell guys I want to work for Nike and I think I can give them the best idea. Like, there's an idea that I've been holding for Nike, and if that idea comes out, it's gonna be amazing. Like, it'll be amazing. But guys are like, that's international. There's this perception that Wazungu are just better.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. Like, creativity is creativity. So be different, make your mark. And it might not happen immediately, but if you position yourself, when the market is ready, trust me, they will come. Also, be polite, but hold to your values. Know what your worth is. Don't accept the first figure you're given, because guys are negotiating. Don't accept the first figure you're given. And ladies, man, I kind of empathize with a lot of them in this situation, man. Just know your value and don't be taken advantage of.
All right, and with that,
can you do a magic trick?
Yeah, by the way, let's do your magic trick.
Okay.
So what's the trick?
The trick. I'm gonna make Daisy appear.
All right.
Abracadabra.
Hi guys, Daisy.
Welcome to my channel.
I'm Daisy. I'm also a marketer. I do a lot of things: IT, photography, videography, but all that is I just sum it into like marketing and communications. Yeah.
Do you think you can cook as well as me?
Yes, I can.
Are you sure?
Of course.
She's so proud, but we forgive her.
I'm going to challenge you.
And you should. You wanna challenge me?
Yeah.
You know me, I want to be those guys who let you in because you're a shorty. Ndaku?
What can you cook?
What can I cook? I can cook goat meat, stir fry, beef.
What's your perception on marketing in Kenya? Marketing, advertising, creative work.
Yeah, it needs more people who are open to. You're not. Status quo is boring. Be different. Stand out from whatever is being done in the advertising market. Like, just be different. Don't. And it needs people like you. It needs people like him to give ideas.
Please continue.
So it's a reflex.
Hate to see it. But anyway, it needs people. It is people like who are young, first of
Yeah.
all, because this is an old people's country.
But you see, okay, let me just about that here. For me, I believe creativity, youth is in the spirit.
Yes.
There's people who, like one of the people that I look up to is called Rory Sutherland, and he's a bit older, but his spirit is youthful.
Yes, but
Are you trying to justify the Kenyan version of
but
you?
that doesn't apply.
50 and
That
you
doesn't
know.
apply
True.
here.
True, but okay. But what I'm just saying, you see, also at the same time, I don't believe in rules, but I believe in principles. Sit back and learn. Learn architecture. Like, go deep into it. It's gonna give you an idea. Because everyone else will just be looking, okay, ideas for the best art, blah blah blah. Learn architecture. Learn about like Swiss design. Learn the principles, and once you learn the principles, you now have more ammo. It's like vocabulary. You know, if you don't know what, there's one copy I did for a brand. Because when I was going through LinkedIn, I saw a lady, I think she's called, wait, Shirley Temere was appointed to, what's that company's name? What's that company's name? It starts with a P. Melissa Malala also works here. So she said, one of the fun facts about her, she said, she has a lectorophobia. So that's the fear of chicken. The next post we did for the next day, that was included. So learn more of these things and see how you can learn the principles.
Yeah. Yes, but you can learn the principles, but at the same time, so you know this country and young people.
I think learning. No, honestly,
I don't hate old
it's
people.
not
I think
that.
he was given character development by like a sugar mommy, Auntie Waharia.
No, listen, Songa. It's not that. The thing is, these days people use learning as a way to exploit. Sit here and learn. Meanwhile, they are taking more than what they're teaching you. You can go to a company. They tell
Are you single?
Me. Yes.
Wow.
So
that was an oddly weird laugh.
Okay, whoever is out there, mkataliwa. Pole.
no, honestly, no, it's complicated. Anyway,
It's complicated.
Yeah. Let's leave that a bit.
So are you single, or is it complicated?
It's complicated.
Are you single?
Yeah.
Okay.
Outright. I don't have to say it's complicated.
Okay. So you're both single?
Anyway, back to what
I can see where you're going and just cut that shit out.
Yeah, kind of.
Tony Tinder. And it's let's go ahead. Sorry. I interrupted you.
Anyway, so basically you can go to like many young people go to various companies and they're like, and the selling point is always you're going to learn a lot. But in real sense, it's not about learning. Okay, yeah, the experience is there, but you're probably spending your years there, but they're the ones who are getting more knowledge from you. But just because they're this big brand and they are probably the key to your success, they feel like you're learning from them.
No one else is ever the key to your success.
Yeah, but you know, like being realistic.
Be
That's
unrealistic.
But that doesn't help. If the majority
Be helpful.
Be Songa.
Sorry for interrupting you.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's wrong.
Okay, yeah. So I think sometimes people, it's the same way. That learning process is the same way as that promise for exposure. It's just the same thing.
But okay, true. But if this is the system, and the system has proven to be unmalleable, unchangeable, unbreakable, pimp the game that is trying to pimp you. So use that exposure. You know what I realized in Daystar, even before Daystar, when you'd go and perform at like a different university, and they're like, okay, yeah, we can't pay you, but it's exposure. I realized, okay, it's currency. So this exposure, you know, it's like barter trade. It might not necessarily make too much sense to me, although it does because you sell your brand more, but it might make sense to someone else. See, there are people who are targeting that exposure brands. So it reached a point where I'd go to different brands and I'd tell them, okay, so I have these dancers, these are chalk and cheese, these are this is art in motion, blah blah blah. We are going to perform at Mr. and Mrs. Jaquat. They have this amount of students. We can wear you whatever on stage.
Okay, fine.
So find a way to pimp the system that is trying to pimp you.
That's right, that's right. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and for that I wanna say I'm grateful. That's right.